Ahoy there, story lovers, and welcome back to the channel. Gather round, because today we're diving deep into one of the strangest, most slippery legends of the seven seas, the tale of Captain Bartholomew Bananabird McGee and his spectral, potassium-rich treasure. Now, Captain Bananabird wasn't your typical pirate. Sure, he had the peg leg, the eye patch, and a parrot named Scurvy who only squawked in riddles. But where other pirates lusted after chests of gold doubloons and sparkling gems, Bananabird had a singular, all-consuming passion: bananas. He'd raid entire merchant fleets not for their silks or spices, but for their precious cargo of yellow fruit. His ship, the Golden Peel, was said to have the sweetest smelling hold in all the Caribbean, but every pirate's journey must. And Bananabird met his untimely demise during a freak squall, tragically slipping on a misplaced banana peel on his own quarterdeck. As the waves claimed him, his final, gurgling words were a vow to protect his beloved treasure for all eternity. And so, the legend of the pirate ghost and his buried bananas was born. Decades passed, and the story became a whispered joke in taverns from Tortuga to Trinidad. Most sailors scoffed, but not the greedy and rather unimaginative crew of the Sea Serpent, led by the fearsome Captain Irongut Gregg. Irongut didn't care what the treasure was. Treasure was treasure, and he wanted it. He'd spent years deciphering Bananabird's cryptic map, which was less of a map and more of a series of drawings of bananas in various states of ripeness. Finally, after mistaking a constellation for a bunch of plantains, they landed on a remote, jungle-covered island. The map, a moldy piece of parchment, led them to a clearing where a single giant X was marked in what looked suspiciously like dried banana pulp. "All right. Yes, Scalawags," Irongut roared, his voice like grinding stones. "Start digging. Riches and glory await." His crew, a motley bunch of seafaring ne'er-do-wells, grumbled but obeyed. They plunged their shovels into the sandy soil. The first mate, One-Eyed Jack, was the first to strike something. "Cap'n, I found it," he yelled, his one good eye wide with excitement. But instead of the satisfying clink of a wooden chest, there was a squishy thud. He pulled out his shovel and found not a gold coin, but a brown, mushy banana peel. A wave of confusion swept over the crew. They kept digging, and soon, the entire clearing was littered with hundreds, then thousands, of ghostly, ethereal banana peels. They seemed to glow with a faint, spooky light. "What is this nonsense?" Irongut bellowed, kicking at a pile of peels. And that's when the chaos began. His boot hit the spectral peel, and suddenly his feet shot out from under him. He landed with a comical thump, his tricorn hat flying off his head and landing perfectly on a monkey watching from a nearby palm tree. The crew roared with laughter, but their amusement was short-lived. As they moved to help their captain, they too began slipping. It was pure, unadulterated slapstick mayhem. One pirate, a huge brute named Tiny Tim, slipped and slid headfirst into a mud puddle. Another, known for his agility, tried to cartwheel over a patch of peels, only to spin out of control like a top before crashing into a stack of empty rum barrels. Swords were drawn, not for a fight, but for balance. Pirates used their cutlasses like ski poles, wobbling precariously as they tried to navigate the cursed, slippery ground. Suddenly, a chilling laughter echoed through the trees. It was high-pitched and slightly fruity. Floating above them was the translucent figure of Captain Bananabird himself, his ghostly beard woven from ethereal banana leaves. "Ye came for me treasure, did ye?" he cackled, pointing a spectral, hook hand. "Well, ye found it." The curse of the slippery peel. As Bananabird laughed, the peels began to glow brighter, multiplying and spreading across the beach. One-Eyed Jack, trying to make a run for it, slipped and initiated the domino effect. One by one, the entire crew of the Sea Serpent toppled over, sliding in a chaotic human pie right down the beach and into the gentle surf. They emerged, sputtering and covered in sand, seaweed, and utter humiliation. From his perch in the air, the Bananabird howled with ghostly delight. "Now, get off me island," he commanded, "and let that be a lesson to ye. Some treasures are best left unpeeled." As the Sea Serpent crew scrambled back to their ship, slipping and sliding all the way, a new sound filled the air. It was the sound of chopping and mixing. As the defeated pirates sailed away, they looked back at the island. They saw the ghost of Captain Bananabird and a whole spectral crew of phantom pirates, not fighting, but celebrating. They were gathered around a massive, glowing treasure chest that had risen from the sand. But it wasn't filled with gold. Inside was an endless supply of ghostly ice cream, spectral chocolate sauce, ethereal whipped cream, and phantom nuts. And at the center of it all were the most perfect, golden, glowing bananas you've ever seen. Captain Bananabird, a ghostly chef's hat now on his head, was directing his crew as they constructed the world's largest, most magnificent banana split. His treasure wasn't meant for the greedy. It was for his own eternal, spectral party. The crew of the Sea Serpent sailed away, with no gold, their bodies bruised, their egos shattered. And with a newfound, very healthy fear of fruit, they were the only pirates in history to be defeated not by a cannonball or a kraken, but by the ghostly curse of a buried banana. And so, the legend says that if you ever sail near that island on a quiet night, you can still hear the ghostly laughter of Captain Bananabird and his crew, and you might just catch the faint, sweet smell of his eternal banana split treasure party. It just goes to show you, not all treasure is silver and gold. Sometimes, it's just a whole lot more fun. What a ridiculous and amazing legend, right? It's one of my favorite silly sea shanties. What kind of weird treasure would you bury if you were a ghost pirate? Let me know down in the comments. I love reading your ideas. If you enjoyed this slippery tale, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the weird and wonderful pages of history and legend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story. Bye for now.